Do you use prompt cards to add to your creative process? In this video, I'm going to show you one way that I use prompt cards to inspire me, to boost my creative process. So I'm going to be using my art journal prompt and process cards. These are available as a digital download at Ninny's Napkins. There's a link in the description box if you want to check them out. You can use any kind of prompt card. This one just covers all the process. It's not about theme or about focal image necessarily. It's about the steps to create. But before we get to that, I'm going to also kind of use another prompt here. I have color dice. I rolled the dice and I got yellow, green, turquoise, and dioxazine purple. So I'm going to pull those colors and then I'm going to use that with my prompt cards. Now, there's lots of ways that you can use prompt cards. You can just deal yourself 5 and then force yourself to do it. I don't like forcing myself to do it because sometimes I find that freezes me up. So what I like to do and what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to deal myself 8 to 10. I think I ended up with 8 cards. And then I'm going to use 4 or 5 of them that make sense in the entirety of the project. I don't want to limit myself too terribly much or paint myself in a corner. So this gives me a little bit of freedom and leeway as I create. If using prompt cards in a certain way makes you freeze, stifles your creativity, then you have all the right to change it up. And right now, I'm changing it up. There was nothing on any of those prompt cards that talked about stamping with ink, but I'm just going to break this 7 by 10 mixed media page with some text stamping. I'm just breaking it. So when you're using prompt cards, remember, you're not necessarily limited to just those steps or items. Be gentle with yourself. I'm giving this a quick dry, and then I'm going to look at my prompts, and I'm picking one that leads itself to the color layer. And that was use the smooshing technique. Now, some of the prompts are definitely things that you would do at the beginning of the process. Some of them are definitely finishing techniques. So you can do them. I like to do them when they make sense in the project. So for smooshing, I've taken some of my acrylic paint, the yellow green here. I've watered it down on a piece of acetate. This is just packaging that I've kept, and I'm flip it upside down and I can smoosh it on the page. Now, smooshing is not precise. There's a certain randomness about it. I love it because it definitely gives me white space, and I struggle with that, but it's a quick, easy way to get paint or a color layer down. Now I'm following with turquoise. Now, if you notice, I did not stop and dry in between. The reason being, I like the color that you're going to make with the yellow green and the turquoise. It's making a pleasant color, and I'm okay with that. If I was following that up with the dioxazine purple after the yellow green, I would have given it a dry and then did the smooshing with the purple because going to give me a color that I want to have. Now I'm loving this color combo right now, and I'm thinking, not sure about that dioxazine purple. Am I going to smoosh with it? Or am I going to incorporate that color later down in some other way or fashion? So here I'm just adding smooshing. I'm looking at it. It's mixing. I've got lots of white space. That text is coming through. I've got the beginnings of a great background. So I'm going to give this a dry and think about what I want to do next. So once this was dry, I noticed a few areas that I would have liked a little bit more yellow. So I'm adding some smooshing here. And right off the bat, we have one of the cards from the prompt and process cards done. Now remember, I dealt myself 8 of them. It could have been 10, and I'm going to use 4 or 5 of them. That's my goal. Now the next one I look at, it says use drywall tape, apply it right on, or use it as a stencil. And that's how I'm going to use it. I just cut myself a piece of drywall tape. This is just from a hardware store. Grab my stencil brush. I've got the turquoise paint, and I'm going to add those little square patterns on it. A great free stencil, almost free. I could have also have just applied the drywall tape right on to it. So you have options. How you incorporate the color or the technique, how much of it, those are all options you can exercise. And if you absolutely think it's going to wreck it, don't do it. Give yourself freedom to opt out, deal yourself another card if you want. If it just absolutely doesn't make sense to you, or worse, stifles your creativity. So using the turquoise here, full strength, it adds a depth of color. We've got the turquoise that we watered down, so it's a little bit lighter. It's mixed with the yellow, and this just adds to it. And I'm quite happy with what is happening in front of me. And sometimes you're happy, it's like, okay, I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to risk it. No risk, no reward. Now, the next one says, I'm flipping through and thinking, okay, which one of these makes sense now? So this says stamp with acrylic paint, one of my favorite techniques. And I grab this foliage cube and I'm stamping with that dioxazine purple. I'm not sure about the stamp. I'm not sure about the color, but I'm willing to risk it here. And if I wasn't, I could say, you know what, I'm not going to do it, or I'm going to do it in some inconsequential way. Again, we are in charge of what we did. I could have rolled the dice again and said, you know what, I just don't see it, or I absolutely hate that color combo. You do you. The prompts are a gentle nudge, a guidance, not a decree that or a law that must be behaved. Now I'm struggling with the cube because it's square and it's not giving me the randomness that I like. I do have started to like the purple on there. So actually what I did is I tore the stamp part off of the cube, and this allows me to bend it and get a better stamp. So I'm going to be taking all those off of the cube, and I'll make a video showing how to do that. Once I'm done, I'm cleaning off the acrylic paint, and I'm looking for the next card. I'm flipping here, which makes sense at this stage or with what I have going on. And I've got stamp or stencil with white. Well, I did some stamping already, so I'm going to grab this stencil. I think it's called Leafy Fans. And I am going to stencil with white. Now, white is going to soften my page, lighten my page. It's also going to push back some or break up some of that dioxazine purple that was a little stronger. Now, like I said, some of the prompt and process cards are very definitely beginning of the process or end of the process. Some of them, it doesn't really matter. You can do them at the beginning, the middle, the end, and depending on where you use them, you're going to get a different effect. So sometimes it's nice to take your prompt cards and do them one way in one order, and then use those exact same prompt cards and do them in a different order and see the different effects. So here I'm just adding to this, and I'm going to go 3 places. I'm liking the effect that I'm getting here. It's adding some softness to my page, and more importantly, pushing back some of that dioxazine purple that was so stark because it was kind of forced in that square. This looks amazing. I'm loving my background and very happy with the layers. The prompts have led me down a good road, and I'm ready to move to the next sketch. So here it says add contrast with black or white. And I have this dragonfly stencil that I cut with my silhouette. I'm going to stencil through this with black. I've got a very colorful, bright background going with a dark focal image. Kind of I think is going to work. And I love dragonflies. So that's, I'm not overthinking it. One of my prompt cards said make doodle flowers or, you know, fingerprint florals. And I could have done that. But my background was a little busy, I thought. So I thought, okay, maybe this will work. I could have also done some stenciling or stamping with black to add that contrast in. I like how it's standing out. And now I'm uncertain about what I'm going to do. I grab a sentiment that I have on my desk, and if I say, okay, if I put the sentiment here, and I put one dragonfly here, or if I put it here, and I'm playing with the orientation here. And I do a lot of auditioning back and forth. Do I like it this way? Do I like it this way? And it's hard to imagine. But at the end of the day, you know, set a limit on how long I'm going to analyze it, and you just move forward and hope that you can make it work. I'm liking that. I'm going to put another one on the other side. There's a girl there that I cut out from the front of a sewing pattern, and the colors of her really matched the background. So I kind of was playing with having her as part of the focal image, but decided not. Now, my dragonflies just don't seem to be heavy enough on the page. They don't have enough. So I have a series of lids, different size circles. I'm going to add weight to my focal image by doing some shading, negative painting around these circles. Now, negative painting is one of the techniques in the prompt and process cards. So if you get to a point in doing your page and you don't know what to do, another way you can use those prompt cards is to take what's left and flip through them and see if there is a solution to where you find yourself on the page. You might get an idea, like use negative painting or add circles to add weight to the focal image. That's another technique that's in there. So it can give you ideas. You can just randomly flip through it and say, okay, what can I do next? What can I do next? And so instead of dealing yourself something and forcing yourself to do it, you can just go back to the deck, go back to the deck, go back to the deck, and for each step. And then you have, of course, maybe self-control over it. So I'm liking how the black shading on that circle, that negative painting, is adding weight to the dragonfly. Now, I do wish, right now, if I'm going to be analytical, I do wish that I had drawn the 3 circles first, overlapping them, and then stenciled in the dragonflies. But that's part of art journaling. You go do a page, you said, oh, it would have worked better if. Well, guess what? You could do another page and do it better, right? Art journaling is about learning and then taking what you learn every time you create and moving that forward. But I am, despite my thought, oh, this might have looked better. I do like the addition of the circles. So this sentiment pack is called Hit the Reset Button. It's my word of 2026, reset. And it comes with this one page with all these words. They're nice and bold. And I thought, for a sentiment, since I didn't know where to put it, nothing looked good when I auditioned it. I thought, I'm going to pick 3 of these words that are meaningful to me and attach one of them to each of my dragonfly circles. And I'm just gluing that on with some fluid matte medium. So I have reflect, reassess, and rebuild. So when you get to the end of the 4 or 5 or however many prompt cards you decide you want to do, what makes sense for you, when you get there, then you go into the finishing techniques, right? We can add to it. And so here I'm going to shade or edge around my page. That happens on every project I do. And when I added that, it really tied in with the circles that I had done using the same technique. I think the prompt cards, because they have all the steps from beginning to end and different techniques, are great if you're a beginner because you can flip through all of them and help yourself remember what are the next techniques. What are the techniques that you can try? You don't have to hold them all in your memory. You have a place to go and get them. While I thought I was done, then I thought, no, I'm going to do one more stamping with acrylic paint. It was one of my prompts, so I'm going back and I'm revisiting. And I put black acrylic paint on a lid and I'm just stamping circles on the background. It just kind of fills it in a little bit. I love how this turned out. And I love it because everything that I put, you can see the stamping, the stenciling, the shading, every layer is visible. There's lots of interest, there's lots of color. So I am very happy with where the prompts led me. I grabbed my Posca pen as part of the finishing, outlining my sentiments. And there we have the finished page. Love the colors, love all the interest in the background. I hope you learned a few things about using prompts and I hope you give it a try. So there's my color dice. I'll link the video where I show how to make them. So we used 5 prompts. Use the smooshing technique, use drywall tape to stencil or for texture, stamp or stencil with white, stamp with acrylic paint, and add contrast with black or white. Until next time, go get creative.